So many times we feel less than. So many times we feel like we are the problem. And that's a lonely, shitty, crummy, crappy feeling. Well, hello. Today, I thought we would do something slightly different. I kind of took the day to rest and recharge, relax, and I am doing a vlog-a-day in the month of May, which means I have a pretty special topic for you today, and we are going to embark on this trail. What a beaut. What a beaut. I really want to talk about the feeling of being a burden. The other day I mentioned in my video burden that I was feeling like a burden, and I was really taken back by so many of you that also have felt and feel like a burden with your family and your loved ones. While life is entirely an individual journey and we cannot rely on there's a stick there. We cannot rely on other people for our happiness. We create our own happiness within. That's where happiness comes from, is within, not from anything external. That being said, I want to take a minute to give us some validation. So many times we feel less than. So many times we feel like we are the problem. And that's a lonely, shitty, crummy, crappy feeling. You know, when I'm sitting there in panic and I can't help that I'm making these facial expressions because inside it is terrifying. It is so terrifying to be in this panic and be alone, and nobody else outside of you knows what that feels like. It's awful. And those facial expressions scare my daughter. It's such a double-edged sword, right? Because internally, I am in such panic. Externally, that is showing on my face and that's scaring my daughter. I think, okay, I'm managing this, I can do this. Like, I'm concentrating on making sure that I'm okay. She is feeling, oh my goodness, there was a mouse. I just saw a mouse, a little field mouse, ran across my tootsies. Oh my goodness. So Molly's feeling a completely different way. In that situation, if I were to have a little bit of care from those around me, and what care looks like is a hug. Saying, hey mom, can I give you a hug real quick? You're looking like you need a little bit of grounding, right? Imagine if we had just a simple hug in that moment of panic or in that moment of our invisible disability or illness. If we just had those around us not shame us, not tell us what we should do, not tell us what we're doing wrong, not tell us that, I don't want to have to do this. That does not help us at all. And while I say it is up to us to be able to individually manage ourselves, I believe it is up to those that love us and those that are around us to help us too. Because my therapist said something to me that really made a difference in my advocating for myself. I say, the less that you're able to give me care in those situations, and the more that I have to care for myself, the less care I'm going to have left over to care for you. And so that kind of put it in perspective for my loved ones around me that, oh, mom gives care all the time, right? All the time. And we really just want someone to care for us. And care can look as simple as a hug. A hug. And it's so hard because, right, I had to take a look at myself. And I had to look at how I was responding to my children, how I was responding to my partner. Because not only does it really suck for me, and it feels so low and crummy, there's an and. And my partner, my kids, They're all going through their own thing in their own head, and they're worried about their own stuff. My stuff is directly related to me. And no matter if they give me care or not, it's my responsibility to be able to bring my panic down. Oh, there's like a flooded area, and I don't know if I want my feet to get all wet. There's like yeah, this is what we're facing up here. This muddy, mucky. I mean, this is why I do love my earth runners. I just don't particularly. Ugh. Okay, so maybe if we just step on the grass. Woo, 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 ooh, ooh, ooh. This is a beautiful place, beautiful campground that we are in. Man, it's gorgeous. Trying to plan my next moves. Oh, where would, you know, mud baths are good sometimes. All right. Whoa, ooh, ooh, ooh. Only a little bit of mud. I'll rinse that off. The tale of two trails. Where shall we go? That looks like it's up to more campsites. Okay. This looks like it goes around here. Let's venture round the bend, shall we? I take my glasses off. I always like to talk to you with my glasses off so you can see my eyeballs. So, feeling like a burden is also our responsibility, right? Because we have to advocate for ourselves, not just shoulder and take on the pain, right? We have to stand up and we have to say, hey, when I am in XYZ, right? For me, it's my panic. I need this from you. And it's always a reasonable request. It's nothing unreasonable. It is usually, hey, if you see me in panic, if you see me not okay and you're able to, I need a hug. I need a hug in this moment. And so we've been working on doing that. And we incorporate one thing at a time. And so I am advocating for myself by standing up and saying, hey, I need your help. I need you to love me right now. And there are good days and there are bad days. And then it's the same thing when the kids are in anxiety or when they're having a trigger or when they're in a moment. I don't yell at them. I don't get mad at them. I don't instantly give them consequences. I think about when I'm in my trigger, because everybody has triggers, whether you have an invisible disability or invisible illness or not. When that trigger comes up in them, I think, oh, how would I want to be cared for right now? Because right, we can talk about what happened later. Right now, the trigger's going off. Nothing negative or consequential is going to be received well. In fact, it's probably not going to be received at all. So I have a choice to make. What I can do is I can go over there. Each of my kids require something different. Eli and Ben, they just need me to say, hey, I'm here. Whenever you're done, whenever you need me, I'm right here. They go and cool off. Molly is like me. She needs a hug. She needs soothing. She needs some love. She does when she's in a trigger. And then once everybody is settled, we can have a conversation. It's not a confrontation at that point. With my feeling like a burden, right? Because that's what it is. It's feeling like you're a burden. It's the duality of life. It's the and, right? So many times people want to say but. I've gotten rid of the word but because the word but invalidates everything that came before it. When you say the word but, I really like your dress, but it doesn't look good on you. Like it invalidates everything that was just said. Same thing with no offense. Well, there is in fact an offense if you're saying that. So being a burden is really, like I said, an individual responsibility to advocate for yourself and your family and loved ones around you aren't going to receive extra care if they're not filling up your cup too. because a relationship goes both ways. Oh, hang on. This is what we're crawling through. Look at this. I have to crawl under here to get through the trail. Oh, I just love these little flowers. These sweet little babies, they close up every single night. Yeah, they just close right up. There's a bee over there on that one. He just flew away. Oh, there's some purple flowers. Let me just tell you, the Pacific Northwest is one of my absolute favorite places. And so they have these beautiful trails at this campground. And something that I do when I'm feeling heavy emotions, and I'm able to, right, is I get out in nature. No matter the question, nature is always the answer. I kid you not. Anytime that I have struggles or triggers or something come up, I'm out in nature. I absolutely, look at the dandelions. You know, you come out here and nature just makes you feel one with everything. You think of every little ecosystem here operating and doing its thing, living in harmony with each other. And so I try to come out in nature, sit with the sounds and the birds and the grasshoppers and the rustling of the leaves. And I just breathe and immerse myself in it, because there are no burdens in nature. Everything works together. They're discovering now that so many different animals and colonies and species work together with other species. It is like super cool. Trees, actually, you know, they used to say that trees competed for all the water and the resources. But in fact, the new studies that are being done have shown that trees, in fact, work together. Yes, when there is one tree that is sick or dying, that tree, every of the other trees funnel nutrients to that one. And then when that one passes, that one becomes the nutrients for all the other trees. And then because that tree is fallen, the sunlight comes through and then can nourish all the growth and vegetation that's under there. And if our family units, right, functioned more like nature, I think that we would be in a whole different situation. So what did I do? How did I get my family to start working towards this unity kind of thing, that we care for each other instead of criticize each other? Well, it started with me. It's not going to start with anybody else. Nobody is going to give you the care that you need unless you advocate for yourself and let them know what you need. And then it's up to them to choose to help you and give you care. And if they continually choose not to give you care, well, then you have other things that now you've got to look at. Because if your partner continues to choose to not give you care, that's not fair. I highly recommend reading The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I think it really helps on letting go and just letting them do them. And you're going to get to a point, if they don't give you care, if they continue to make you feel like a burden by not choosing to give you the care that you're advocating for, well, you'll come to a point where you know when it's time to let them go. Because you have to choose yourself. There comes a point where you have to choose you. And I am very grateful that I chose me. I advocated for myself. My partner heard me. He did. He doesn't knock it out of the park every day. And he does his best. And that's a home run in itself. To know that you're doing your best, know that you're showing up for each other, no matter what, day in and day out, that's a win. And so when I talk to him and my kids about feeling like a burden, saying, hey, when you do this, it makes me feel like a burden, I'm opening up a dialogue. Not only, I've got another one of these treacherous, muddy, hang on. I've been riding their dirt bikes in here, and it is a good thing I have my earth runners on. I tell you what, these shoes are my favorite. Macantha Bay, I don't want to get that too muddy. Oh, goodness gracious. Look at this. Oh, goodness. You know what? I think I can go over here. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I'm walking on a ledge here. Okay. Whoa. There we go. Look at us on adventure in a muddy back road. I love it. I love it. It's up to us to not feel like a burden. And something I want to tell you is you're valid. You are so valid in your experience. Feeling like a burden sucks. And it hurts. And you feel worthless. And you feel like you'd be better off, or your family would be better off without you. And one thing I can tell you is you are not worthless. You matter. And you are important. And your family loves you so much. We all get triggered. And we don't know how to treat somebody until they let us know how they would like to be treated. So we need to advocate for ourselves. Not in a mean way, not in a nasty way. Just by saying, hey, I am enough. And I am enough to care for. You give people in your life care every single day. You deserve to get that same care in return. I know I did. And so do you. Each of us, invisible illness or disability or none at all. We each deserve care from the people that we love. And it starts with us demonstrating it first by giving ourselves care in the form of advocating for ourselves, getting vulnerable, telling our loved ones what we need, not being afraid to say, hey, I need this, and I need you to give it to me, because I give you tons of care all the time, and I need some care myself. And, you know, any partner that you come to, that you say that, and they aren't moved by that, you've got other things that you might need to answer first. Are they really worth being with if your care isn't important to them? Because you deserve care, and you deserve someone who's going to give it to you. We all do. What a walk. What a walk. I just thought it was really important to talk about this. I thought it was important to talk about feeling like a burden because multiple people said they felt like one too. And you are not. You are not a burden. You deserve love. You deserve care. You are one beautiful soul. And you deserve to love yourself. Because when you start loving yourself, those around you will start loving you too. It's funny how it works that way. Seems kind of backwards, right? For me, that's how it worked. So, yeah. I know this was a short one today, but thank you for being here. And thank you for being you. Have a safe trip back home. And tomorrow, I'm going to be filming me and Kyle's anniversary. So you are going to be coming with us to go into Seattle. And yeah, we're going to go have some fun. I love you.